Which camera? That one. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Brady. I'm here with ChillMaker TV. If I get like a writer's block or I can't create something, I just stop. I focus on something else, and I look at when you get that wave, you know, that creative wave, when you're hitting everything, you finally find the words, you know what I mean? You're liking what you're creating, which is actually rare for me. But you know, when you hit that wave, I just accept it. And if I don't have that wave around, I just accept that as well. I don't really put any pressure on it because I'll drive myself crazy. I mean, I've been around it my entire life, so it's almost like I don't know any different. So it's stressful, and I'm still trying to figure that one out because sometimes I just need a break, and I'll take like 2 days where I won't even check my phone, I won't check no social media, I'll just be chilling. So I mean, I guess that's the way I kind of have to deal with it. I mean, I went through a crazy situation where, you know, at one point I was on the street and I was just trying to figure it out, you know. It changed everything. It changed the way you wired, you know, in your brain. It changed the way you look at life. It changed the way you look at food, you know. When you wake up and you're thinking about how do I eat instead of waking up and thinking about what do I eat, you know, it's a different mind frame. It kind of changed things. So I would say, yeah, that situation kind of shaped a lot. One valuable piece of advice that I received, I would say, you know, someone told me that it's not that deep and live like an old man. When you're younger, you stress out about everything. And then when you're older, you kind of move at your own pace and you got, you know what I mean? If I think about how would an old man react to this situation, most of the time I react right. So, you know, I just now figured out what he was telling me. It allowed me to be vulnerable. You know, I was so closed up. I didn't really let people into my personal life. I didn't really let people know what was going on unless it was through the music. So, you know, it allowed me to be vulnerable. It allowed me to look at things and examine them, you know. So it allowed me to like look at myself, look at situations, actually talk about it. And then I do this series, which I'm going to start, but every month I'm going to put out like a little, I guess, vlog type of video where I'm talking over it and it's just explaining my entire month and how I feel. So from that aspect, it even helps into my music because I get to analyze things from a different perspective that I usually wouldn't. I think it plays a big part because it allows me, you know, I don't know if you've seen the Instagram videos that I put out. Like I haven't put out any full ones, but I put out a bunch of Instagram videos, so it allows me to let the listener see and hear music from my perspective almost. Kind of brings them into my world. You know, a lot of people, when they hear music, they kind of think of their own imagination. You know, they kind of think what this song is about or what this feels like. But when I get to put it into visuals on Instagram, which is a short snippet, and then they go listen to the rest of the song later, I can kind of create my own image onto it so they can kind of hear it from my perspective. So social media has been everything, actually. I would say if you're an artist out there and you want to, you know, pursue something like this, take as many things into your hands that you can. So if that's engineering your own work, if that's making your own beats, you know, if that's, you know what I'm saying, some artists don't write the music, if that's writing your music, if that's, you know what I'm saying, directing your videos, if that's editing your videos, if that's, you know, all that stuff.
Reducing overhead.
Exactly. And it also, it's another extension of you. So subconsciously, the consumer is going to feel more connected to you. Subconsciously, this consumer is going to be able to look at you up and down and say, yeah, that's a part of them. Right. You know, I'm sure you've seen artists where you're like, I just don't really feel the connection if he actually or she connects to that music, you know. But then you hear some artists and you're like, I know they did every piece of that and I could feel that. So I would say that, and then also it frees you up. You know, I went through a situation where I was going through so many different people that were a part of the project that it never got done because certain people wouldn't get certain done, you know, certain people wouldn't get this over here situated. So then, and as a result, nothing came out. You know what I mean? But as soon as you start taking things in your own hands, you get to decide when it comes out. You get to decide when it's ready. You get to decide all these other things that are out of your control when you got a bunch of people in your pot.